Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back. I hope you're all having a great week. It's nice and sunny here, and all of our snow is melting. I'm so excited, although it means that my allergy season is killing me. That's okay. I'm really excited about this week's show. We're going to talk about some awesome wines we have, great product, and some new additions they've come out with, which we're getting great response from. Make sure you tune in next week. Next week, we have an awesome guest. We have Joan Ulrich from the Dallas Market Center coming on. She's phenomenal and so knowledgeable about the whole industry, and I think it's a great chance for us to talk a little bit about markets and, you know, all of the craziness that's been going on for the last year. And so, yeah, jump in next Tuesday to join us for that. And right now, we're going to go ahead and join in our chat with Jamie. Hello.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be on my first and sales call.
Yeah, this is your first time being a guest on our social media show, and which we're really excited to have you on, and we are super excited to talk about the new collection, which I'm gonna keep my mouth a little bit shut about until we first tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your background.
Absolutely. So I'm Jamie Albert. I'm the National Sales Manager at Punch Studio. I've been with Punch Studio about 4 years, and I've really been in this industry over 20 years. I've worked with everybody from Steve Madden and Skechers to dog-eared jewelry. I really have a diverse background, which I think has been so helpful here at Punch Studio, because at Punch it's really all about the art. So while it's stationary, there's still a lot of fashion elements. We have a team of over 40 designers. Everything's designed in-house. We are based out of Culver City, California, and while everything is made overseas, our designs and product development is all done here. So it's been great to kind of marry my love of design and fashion and product and bring those all together here at Punch.
Yeah, and you guys do such a great job of keeping up with the trends and the fashion, and I mean, you're always on top of the colors and everything that's changing, and I just love watching how you guys, you know, intermix it with the stationery and the paper goods, and you know, and the office decor now, which is so important.
Yeah, home office is definitely something that is emerging with everybody working from home. So we went after that in a big way. And with Punch Studio, you know, Punch Studio has been around for 20 years. And it's not a new company. And under the Punch Studio umbrella, we have Punch, which is our traditional brand, and it really stays tried and true to that customer that really loves, you know, beautiful, detailed art. We also have under that our Molly and Rex, which is the little sister to Punch Studio, which is a little bit younger, edgier. I always call it our Williamsburg brand. So it has a little bit of, you know, of a different, younger aesthetic and a little bit of a snarky aesthetic that we've really seen kind of shift with everything going on into more of a inspiration. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. And we have a brand new collection that I'm going to be talking about today that I'm super excited about, our eco-friendly extension, Kelly Green. And then the sister to all of that is Lady Jane. And what a lot of people may or may not realize is Lady Jane has been around for 20 years as well. And there was a Jane, and when she decided to retire, Todd Kirshner, who's the principal of Punch Studio, actually purchased Lady Jane. And one of the great things about bringing on Lady Jane is he also brought on some key employees. So we actually have our design director from Lady Jane came from the original company. Our purchasing manager came from the original company. So we were able to integrate seamlessly that business. And that was about 10 years ago. And Lady Jane has just exploded.
Wow.
So that's exciting. And that's for another day.
Yes, we're gonna hold off the conversation to dive deeper into Punch and Lady Jane at another time. We'll get back to you on that, but we really wanted to kind of focus today on Molly and Rex, which is, you know, like you said, the little sister to Punch, and a newer, you know, collection for you all. Although it's been around for a few years now. Do you know how many years?
Molly and Rex been around about 8 years.
Okay. 8 years. So, yeah, but you're right. It is definitely, well, it's all on trend, but it's super
it's trendier,
cute.
for sure. Punch Studio does, introduces the trends at a more gradual pace where Molly and Rex will dive right in.
Yes, yes. I have some Molly and Rex items that I personally use that I love.
Oh, I love that mug.
I know, me too. So this one's hard to see on here, but let me see. Self-love, not selfies. I'm not a fan of selfies personally, but I mean, it's just so great to drink warm coffee out of, or tea, or
Yeah.
I often drink hot water. So, and yeah, I love the way it feels in your hands and everything. And then you guys have a lot of journals, which journaling, especially the last few years, has come back big time. And I think it's going to be around and strong for a long time. And especially now, people are sick of all the computers and have to get back to, writing and everything off of a computer. I know I do.
Yes. Yeah, no, absolutely. Our journal business is on fire. Journals are really trending, and guided journals are trending. Guided journals are doing really well. So yes, paper is something that is definitely doing well right now.
Yeah, and you guys do everything from note cards and thank you cards and the whole 9 yards when it comes to stationery and paper goods. So is there anything in particular you want to share with us especially about Molly and Rex?
Yeah, absolutely. So with Molly and Rex, we do tend to have a lot more trend driven, where for some of our other brands, like you said, with Punch, we stayed kind of tried and true to that Punch customer. So one of the things that we did this market that we were super excited about, just speaking of trends, let me grab my little sample pile here, was tie-dye. So tie-dye is something that we're seeing out there in a major way in apparel. It's trickling into other sectors, including stationery. So we picked some of our key items, doing boxed pens. While stationery is our tried and true, the meat and bones, we have so many different additional giftables with pouches and hydration and pens that we are doing to layer on to really make it a full lifestyle collection.
Yeah.
So we're really trying to round out beyond just a journal and a notepad. We introduced pencils last year, which did really well. And one of the things that I mentioned earlier about where Molly and Rex was snarky and she's become a little bit more sweet, we have found, and from speaking with several reps and buyers, where snark was so in, the whole mean girls, you can't sit with us and too cool for school. The last year has kind of been rough enough, and anything that has the word kind on it, or brave, or inclusive, with everything that's gone on, has really what has been trending. It's really what the world needs. It's like the world needs a big old hug.
Yes.
So where in the past we would have these snarkier sayings on pencils, these say free to be you, make today count, be all in. And same thing with our pocket notepads, which is really one of our number one piece types in the company, where we're doing this really fun tie-dye. It says be kind, make it happen, free to be you. So we're doing some of these great piece types, again, with that message of inclusivity and kindness versus the snark. And I personally like the snark. It's not that it's gone away, but what we're seeing at retail is really some of those more inclusive and kind messages. The other thing that we're really going after in Molly and Rex is office storage, with home decor being huge, so many people working from home. You really want to keep your space tidy and Instagram friendly. So like in Molly and Rex, we did some file folders that are in the tie-dye. That's really fun. It's also great for, a lot of the students that weren't able to go to their dorms or go to school. They can still make their space. And I've been so inspired and impressed with how creative parents have been in creating these workspaces workspaces. I mean, these kids' offices look better than mine.
I know. I know. It's crazy, but it's really necessary, especially for first time work from home or study from home. It's hard. I mean, I think we can all say, even if it's something that you were doing far before COVID, it's hard and takes the right mindset. So having, a nice looking office space is very, very helpful, and keeping things organized is so important. I have to tell you, I use your file folders and have for a long time, and it's amazing how well they hold up. And mine get put through the ringer because I put them from backpack to file to, out every day, and they really hold up really well. I mean, your guys' quality across the company is just really great quality product, which is so important.
Yeah, thank you for acknowledging that. I always make a reference that I feel like Punch and the brands under the banner are really the trifecta. It's the right product at the right price with the right art.
Yes.
And that's really the key. It's those three elements, because if you're going to have beautiful product, it still has to be priced right, and it also needs to hold up.
Yes.
Piggybacking on the work from home, one more collection that I just want to share quickly that we're really excited about is, I'm having some fallout over here.
Oh, I'm sitting here being like, which one is she going to show? I'm hoping it's the one I'm thinking of.
Is our brand new Geometrics.
Yes.
So this we really wanted, Molly and Rex is the one area where we get a little bit more to gender neutral, where Lady Jane is so girly. So this to me was such a great, like, West Elm home decor friendly print. We're also so this is a magazine holder.
Yep.
And then we're doing file folders as well, so we fit right in there. We have this really great notebook, and again, this has lines and graph paper, and it's really great pocket size, gender neutral, great gift or self-use. Doing a little pencil holder caddy in this beautiful mustard color. These mustard and gray were the like Pantone colors of the year.
Yeah.
And we had done this even before, so
I know you guys are right on top of it.
Right, exactly.
It's like, did you have a conversation with Pantone before? But and it's because the colors in there are kind of hard to tell, but it's like this mustard, but almost like goldish mustard.
Hard to tell, but it's a really nice mustard, but it's deep.
Yeah,
and it's
and the gray is like a really cool charcoal gray. And I can tell you, we're actually in the process of redoing my husband's office. I got kicked out of my office this year and had to give it up to my husband. But that's okay, I guess. So, we are redesigning and doing his office. And I already showed him that collection and said, this will be the office organization that will be in your office. That. So, and he loves it. And actually, I know that my brother loves it too. Yes. And so, those are two guys that are a fan of it, So I think it's great that you guys are, bringing more of that gender neutral into the collection.
Well, so many workspaces right now are being shared at homes. Not everybody has the luxury of having, a space for their kids and then the husband and wife or their partners or roommates or whatever. So a lot of the shared spaces. So we thought it was important to have something that would accommodate that.
Yes.
And still really look, great in the home. So I think that hit the nail on the head, so to speak. That was a great addition. And then just while we're talking about Molly and Rex, last but not least, my favorite new introduction, which is also our catalog cover, is our Palms Via. And this is just so beautiful and so fresh. It really is a modern update for Molly and Rex. I just thought we did a great job. We have here the woman's profile with the flower crown. Again, these are just so trend right now. An update to our pocket notepads. These cute little guys, which are purse size, the little bungee. This floral has been so pretty. This floral in a vase, this has done really well. And note cards are really trending for us.
Yes.
And with people home, I think that, to your point, with all of the email correspondence, that mail correspondence, actual physical receive a letter in the mail is
Yeah.
just a sweet little thoughtful thing to do. And I've actually been sending a lot more, handwritten notes lately because you can't see your friends or family as often.
Right.
And
I think we can all admit that when you get something other than a bill in the mail,
it makes your day.
You're like, oh, wait, this isn't a bill. I want to open this, So, yeah, I think it's great.
Absolutely. So, we're doing some note cards here, and we also have this fun little pouch. We have a couple pouches and hydration, so that really round out the collection. And then we have storage boxes, which I don't have here with me. But this collection, this Palms Via, has been really strong. We're really loving that. And then last but not least, introduction of Molly and Rex that we're doing are sketchbooks. They have acid-free paper, and again, games, people are home, anything to do with creativity has really, taken off. And so we're offering 6 different prints of sketchbooks that we're really excited about.
I love those.
They're a really nice size too.
They are. They're the perfect size. All right. I'm really excited about Molly Green. So, you guys just introduced, or not Molly Green, I'm sorry, Kelly Green.
Kelly Green.
Was it Molly Green? You guys just introduced Kelly Green this year for the first time, and it was such a good idea. So go ahead and you tell us what separates Molly or Kelly. Why do I keep saying Molly Green? Where is this even coming from? Kelly Green. What separates Kelly Green from the rest of your collections?
Absolutely. So Kelly Green is our eco-friendly line, and we have been wanting to do this introduction for about 2 years. And we were in the middle of the pandemic, and everybody was working from home, and I'm so glad that we pushed through because this was a whole new endeavor for us. New marketing labels, new costing. Yeah. Believe it or not, to be eco-friendly is actually way more expensive.
Yeah.
So the factories charge more for these goods that are produced in a more environmentally friendly way. But it was still something that was really important to us. I hate to say that sustainability is trending because I hate to use the word trending for sustainability, but it is, and people care, especially the next generation. Yes. If you look at, like my niece is 19 and her generation, they do care about, the ocean and the earth and the ozone, and look at Greta, who's leading the charge.
Yeah.
So, it was something that was really important to us and a lot of our designers as well. This is something that we really wanted to push through. So Kelly Green was born. Kelly, just side note, is the name of the owner's daughter. So it was kind of fun to incorporate, her as a nod to Punch Studio and its owner. And then Green, obviously, because it's green. We just thought Kelly Green was a great moniker for this collection. And what this collection offers is basically sustainable, beautiful product, again, at a competitive price point. We feature 50 to 70% post-consumer recycled material. What that means, post-consumer recycled, for instance, this water bottle is already out in the marketplace. When I'm done with this water and I recycle this water bottle, that's post-consumer. Pre-consumer recycled is if the factory has extra plastic left over and they use it, then that's also recycling. But the buzzword really in the industry is post-consumer because it's already out there in the world. And right. Instead of heading for a landfill, it's going to be repurposed. So it's really repurposing. So that's the big thing is not only is it recyclable, it's post-consumer recycled.
Yeah,
we're using eco-friendly vegan leather. So it's that vegan leather that's made with a more environmentally friendly process. Everything has soy-based ink. Most of our collections already had soy-based ink, but this collection entirely is soy-based ink, and soy-based ink is actually made from soybeans, which is really cool. And then our totes and our zip pouches in this collection are 100% recycled bottles. And they have a really nice hand. I have samples here to go through each one with you. But this, for example, is one of our, you can see how it's kind of like still soft and it doesn't like feel plasticky. If
I
you know
know,
what I
it's
mean.
amazing how much the feel of it is not what you would expect. I mean,
At all. I was very pleasantly surprised. So this is
yeah,
100% made from plastic bottles, and it just has a really nice kind of, it feels very canvas-like.
yeah,
It does not feel plasticky at all.
yeah.
So I'm going to go through in a little bit of detail the 4 new collections in Kelly Green. What I love about this Kelly Green brand and collections, these 4 collections, is it's such a departure from everything else we do. It's nothing like Lady Jane. It's nothing like Molly and Rex. It's nothing like Punch. And it's so beautiful, and it really fills that space. To me, it looks elevated. It looks like it could easily sit in a paper source, you know, or an anthropology. It definitely has an elevated look. And even though there were some price challenges, we worked very hard to keep the price in line with our other brands. So you're not going to see a notepad in Kelly Green $4 more than a notepad in Punch or Lady Jane. We worked very hard to keep the prices the same, so you do get that value.
Which is amazing.
So
and I agree with you.
it's
The Gen Z generation is, I mean, on top of this. You know, it is so important to them. I mean, I think a lot of millennials are too, but that Gen Z generation is super dedicated. They are out in the buying, you know, world now, you know, officially consumers with their own money and whatnot. And so I think that, yeah, this line screams to that next group of consumers.
And all of the sales calls and webinars and trainings and Zooms that I've been doing, Kelly Green is what has been the most exciting for all of our reps and customers. You know, they've really perked up from not only the, you know, beautiful art, but also the fact that it is an eco-friendly extension. But there's other eco-friendly lines out there, and at the end of the day, customers want something beautiful, and they want something that looks great, that they can use, it's functional. So I'm going to go through some product introductions for one of our first of 4 collections. It's Natural Impressions. And our Natural Impressions has this really beautiful palette. We're seeing so much of this burnt orange. You know, even my boss and I were talking yesterday how we really you know, giving ourselves kudos, we really nailed it with our color palettes this year, because that beautiful sienna burnt orange, that mustard yellow, and the grays, you know, it was really trending everywhere.
Yes.
And when we're working on these catalogs, we're working 6 months a year out. So it's great that our vision is what we're seeing in the marketplace as well. So these are little jotters that are super fun and easy to use. They're spiral top, great purse size as well. These are a key item for us, and we're doing them in 4 prints here.
Love those.
So again, loving this color palette. And then the palm fronds have been everywhere, so this to me was a nice update. So you still get that kind of palm fronds feel, but it looks fresh.
Yeah, I love those.
We love that so much. And then I showed you already, but we're doing 2 zip pouches, again in that yellow and this really pretty sienna color with this floral. Mm-hmm. So we're doing some pouches there. And our wide list pads. So our list pads are some of our best-selling items. It has a magnetic on the back, and this comes in 6 different prints. So this is great just to stick on the fridge, especially with so many people being home, just leaving notes. We're seeing the magnetic has been more popular than ever. And then our Wire O journal. This is just a tried and true journal. I love the Wire O because you can flip it around.
I do too.
This format I find the most user-friendly, and so this continues to do well. I thought the art was so pretty here.
I love that one. It's so pretty.
And then last but not least, we have little pouch notes, and even the packaging on the pouch notes is 50 to 70% recycled material. Mm-hmm. And then we have that pretty art on the inside as well. So that is our beautiful Natural Impressions. Next, we have our Arboretum Collection, and this is where we use that vegan leather. So again, this is used, it has a really nice hand to it, and the process used for this faux leather material is environmentally friendly. It has less toxins and solvents that are released into the environment. And again, like this little pouch here has such a great hand. I love the infusion of pink here. I think it's such a nice pop, this pink and navy.
Yes.
It looks so modern and fresh. And then we added this kind of almost looks like a tribal motif here.
Yeah.
It's really fun on some of the jotters. And also doing the magnetic list pad with that faux leather header on top. It says don't forget and to do.
Yeah, I have those everywhere.
Yeah,
everywhere throughout the house.
I still make a market list. Like, I still write out a market list. I don't want to go, especially right now when you don't want to touch everything. I don't want to touch my phone when I'm out grabbing things. I'd rather write it on a piece of paper that I can throw away. So,
also, you know, the new iPhones, they have the face scan to be able to unlock the phone to see your list. It doesn't work when you're in the store and you have your mask on. So you have much better to write it down and bring it with you. But I agree, you really don't want to touch your phone.
Yes, exactly. That's another great reason. So I'm going to keep going. These are also our faux leather covers. And I, again, love the pink and navy here. And then this has almost like a cocoa brown with the pink and turk. These just look so trend right. And I love the bright pop of color. And again, they're soy-based ink, vegan leather. And then last but not least is our weekly desk pad. This is something that has been in the line for a while, but it is really taken off this past year because, again, people are home trying to coordinate themselves and their families. So this is something that we added to we brought this back in a big way and added this to almost every collection because we saw a big uptick in the list pads.
Yeah.
And then our next artist series is so pretty, and this is also where I think our colors were just so trend right. This artist series is a little bit softer and quieter, but it has these really modern touches. These are note cards. Again, the boxes are also made of recycled material. So we're loving that. We did the linen covers on these notepads or list pads with a bungee bottom. The linen itself is not recycled, but the interior is. And the linen just gives it a much higher end feel and look. Like I said, this is something I could see in Anthro.
Oh, it's absolutely.
Just, this says be present, the messaging, the color palette. I feel like this is so right on trend. And then we're doing 2 journals here, and it's still that great wire O that I love, but it's semi-concealed. So it just looks a little bit higher end. This says be present. And then our other journal in this collection, the next chapter of your journey starts when you turn the page. So I love that message. So again, inspiration, inspiration, inspiration.
Yeah.
That's what's really working and trending for us right now. And then last but not least is our craft collection. When you think of eco-friendly, you think of craft.
Yes.
And so we absolutely wanted to include craft, but we didn't want a whole craft collection. So we did these great little pocket notepads. We have the lemon, we have the pomegranate, and then the berries, and the orange. And these pocket notepads, they come in a PDQ. A lot of these items that I've shown you do come in a PDQ, and the PDQ is new and is craft as well. And these items we're really seeing grocery, hardware stores. This is a no-brainer for those types of stores, and they are essential and never closed.
Yeah.
So those are really great customers for our craft collection specifically, but in general, that's what we, internally really wanted to focus on as well, because those are essential. Where we're in LA, and when we had a lot of closures, every state's different, but grocery and hardware stayed open.
Yeah. And your craft collection, I mean, it really stands out as not feeling, because a lot of craft collections out there started to feel all the same, and yours really stands out as more artistic. Like I love the way that with the shape, you guys cut out the bottom following the shape of the design on the front, so they open, with that shape rather than just straight line. It's the little details like that bring it up to a higher a higher
perceived
feel.
value.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It feels elevated. And yeah, so to your point, so this has a little cutout, and then when you open it up, it also has art on each page, and the art carries through.
Exactly.
So it is the little details that make the difference, absolutely. And again, all of this art is hand done. So it's really lovely to see these creations kind of, come to life. We're doing the journals as well. We've had a great response to these journals with just really pretty simple. Again, this just screams to me like hardware, grocery. I think that there's a lot of great fits for this. Doing a desk planner here as well, because that's been super important for us. And then our wide list pad with magnet. And I love that it says to buy, market list.
Right.
So to market, these are some great additions. And
also, this might be silly to point out, but your magnet is not like one of those little strips of magnets on the back. I mean, that's a substantial magnet that you're not going to,
it's almost 3 by 3 or 2 by. Yeah, it's a nice size magnet.
Yeah, you can write on the pad while it's still up on the refrigerator, and it doesn't fall down.
And then last but not least in this collection is this hydration that we have. It's a milk bottle shape. It's stainless steel. I believe it's 12 hours cold, 8 hours hot. And these just came out so great. I love the color. It's almost a blush. It's not quite blush, but it's not cream. So it just has some really nice background color. And then with the oranges added on here, this is just such a nice hydration. And again, although it's not made out of recycled material, the fact that you can use it again and you're not using plastic is the eco-friendly aspect of it. So we are really loving that. And that rounds out our Kelly Green new introductions.
I love it. I love all of it. And, this is a line that really fits into any store. I mean, because the reality is so many of these paper items anymore can be considered impulse items and, have towards the front of the store. It mixes in so well with, so many trending categories that you can easily mix it in on your displays, on your shelf, things like that. So it's really something, and we are getting fantastic feedback from our retailers on it. They love it. They, just like you said, it feels fresh. It's, getting a great reaction from that younger consumer. So, keep an eye out. And you guys made the catalog nice and easy to work with as a joint catalog with Molly and Rex and Kelly Green.
Yes, so it's a flip catalog. So the Kelly Green is on one side and the Molly and Rex is on the other. And these can be written together, and you can use both lines to get to that order minimum too, which is great.
Yeah, you guys really did a great job, and we are honored and thrilled to be part of your team. And I know that our team, if you guys have any questions, our team is well versed and ready to chat with you on any of the collections, of course, as well with Punch and Lady Jane. And for more information, you can always head to our website as well. Thank you so much, Jamie, for giving us all that information. I'm already excited to have you back to talk about the rest of the Punch and Lady Jane. I have to ask, do you have any favorites? I mean, I'm sure you have a lot of favorites.
I do have a lot of favorites, and I'm involved with the product from the inception to completion. I also oversee the catalog, so I feel like they're all kind of my babies. But with the Molly and Rex, the Palms Via, I just love the rich colors so much. And with the Kelly Green that came out, I really love the Artist Series. I just feel like the color palette's great. I love how it's soft and so different than other things we do, but it feels very high end to me. I like the linen texture. So it's a deviation, from this says find inspiration everywhere. It's so different from what we do in the other brands, and that's what I love. One of the things that you see at some of the great retailers out there, merchandising matters.
Oh, yeah.
And when you see these retailers that pull together all these different looks to create a story, retailers aren't really merchandising all of one brand together at the same. They're not going to show all 17 pieces together. They cherry pick and blend it, and it makes it more interesting. So what I think we've done well here at Punch Studio is you can cross merchandise Molly and Rex, Punch, and bring it together and tell an interesting story with other vendors as well. There's room for everybody at the party.
Yeah.
And I feel like pulling that together really makes a unique story for customers and helps keep them interested and engaged.
Yeah, I really agree with that. And you're right. Merchandising is essential, so thank you. I love it. Our team loves it. And we can't wait to see it on the shelves, in the retailers.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to hit you with our final 3 questions.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. First question is, what is your favorite book, podcast, or blog?
So I'm probably one of the only people that doesn't listen to podcasts.
You don't? Oh my goodness. I don't know how you do it. You're actually not. I do know a few people that are not podcasts.
I just can't I listen to music all the time. I can't get on the podcast wagon, but I'm an avid reader. I love to read. And with blogs, I follow on Instagram more than I go to their actual blog. Yeah. I'm a huge animal lover. My dog's a rescue, so my Instagram is filled with fashion, dog rescue, and home decor. I love following all of these, and travel. So those are my 4 things. My favorite book ever is The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls.
Great.
If you haven't read it, it's an amazing story and it's actually autobiographical, and it's just overcoming and really crazy childhood family, things a lot of people can relate to or enjoy reading. So that's probably my favorite book, The Glass Castle.
That's awesome. That's a great book. What is your most important thing in your toolbox? This can be, an actual item, or it can be a state of mind.
For me, it's definitely a state of mind. As you can see, I don't lack energy, and I have a can-do attitude. And anywhere I've ever gone, I'm not the tallest person. I might not be the smartest. I'm 4'11", so it's a difference. But I am the person that's going to try the hardest and work the hardest, and I have a can-do attitude and never give up. And, last year was a testament to so many wrenches being thrown in our personal lives, our work lives, in so many different facets, and just never giving up and really always keeping a positive attitude and being pleasant to, look, things happen, but I think that if you're pleasant through the experience, and, my aunt told me once, if you think you can and you think you can't, you're right.
True.
And so it's just, I'm Tigger, not Eeyore.
Somebody just laughed at me the other day because I described something as Eeyore, and they were I can't believe you use that as a description. And I was like, well, to me, it's a very clear description. So I love that you said that you're Tigger and not Eeyore. To me, I totally get that. And it's true. Whenever we see Jamie at any of the markets or anything, it can be the end of the day. It can be like the end of the day towards the end of the week. And she's still walking down the hall being like, and we're always like, oh my goodness. The rest of us are like, you always are full of energy and such a delight to be around. And the rest of us appreciate it because that's hard to do. We need people like you to pick us up.
Oh, thank you.
All right. How do you think retail will continue to evolve through 2021? As we're still in the thick of things for sure, but 2021 is not as heavy as 2020. So how do you think things will continue to evolve?
In 2020 and even into 2021, we lost so many retail partners, big and small. I'm a rep as well. I lost accounts as well. And I really think that 2021 is going to be Darwinian in a lot of ways, survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
whoever's around is going to remain, and those that don't, they've held on as long as they could. Mm-hmm. And I think that the retailers that are going to continue to survive and thrive are the ones that are, everybody's the keyword of pivoting, but not only pivoting, but finding new ways to engage their customers through organic social media, through expanding customer touch points, sending personal letters. I mean, there's other ways to engage customers. The other thing that is crucial is product mix. Yeah. Keeping your product mix interesting, even if it means moving it from one place in the store to another. Because as customers are starting to get back into stores, people are sick of shopping online. As much as they are shopping online, I'm craving an in-store experience. And when you're in the stores, going back to my mantra, merchandising matters. So keeping the assortment fresh, keeping it interesting, even if that means creative merchandising, and just continuing to think outside the box. I'm so impressed every day with new ways of engaging customers and what our retailers and reps have come up with.
Yeah, it's been amazing to watch them. But you're right. It is so important to continue bringing in that fresh merchandise and reworking your retail space, your floor and everything often. But I think it can sometimes get easy to go, well, I have, too much inventory and I can't, bring in new things. And I think that's really important to think of ways to still turn over that inventory and bring in the newer and up-to-date products because, that's what the end consumer wants. And if you are in that rut and thinking about those things, go to your reps, because really use them as a source of a partnership and consultant. And many times they can also help you work through that and give you great ideas. Our primary job is to help you brainstorm and work with you as partners and consultants, not just sell product to you. So keep that in mind. Awesome, Jamie. Thank you so much. I love the new product and the new lines or the new collection. And like I said, we've been getting great feedback. So we're really excited to start seeing it out on shelves.
So am I. Thank you so much for your time, Camille. It's been amazing. Thank you.
Yep, we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. Don't you love that new product? I really cannot tell you how much I love Kelly Green, that collection. To me, it definitely speaks maybe the younger millennial, but it certainly screams Gen Z, which, like I said, is they're big time out, in the retail buying world right now. So, or in the consumer buying world right now. And those elements of the eco-friendly are so important. But they just did it with such a great way of keeping it super stylized and chic and, and keeping true to, I feel, the roots of Punch Studio, which is really important. So if you have any questions about the lines at all, please contact your local rep, or you can head to our website. We have tons of information on our website. Of course, you can always direct message us, through our social media. Give us a call, give us a text message, send us a carrier pigeon. Any of those things. Come on next week. Next week we have a great guest on, Joan Ulrich from Dallas Market Centers, DMC, and she's just super knowledgeable about the industry, about markets, and I think it's going to be a great conversation. I hope you guys all have a fantastic rest of your day and great week. Talk to you soon.